Another change for the conference is the new appointment of new commissioner Brett Yormark. His appointment was announced 2 weeks ago. He will succeed Bob Bowlesby, who was commissioner for the last decade. And we are pleased to welcome in new Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark. And Brett, now from what I understand, your official day as commissioner was set for August 1st. It's July 14th. What happened?
Well, Matt, they threw me into the fire pretty early. I'm here in Dallas, obviously for media days, been getting acclimated, getting to know my staff, spend quite a bit of time at the conference office, but really looking forward to making it official August 1, but obviously jumping in early.
Yeah, and I love your background. You come to collegiate athletics from Rock Nation, where you were the COO. From an external view, what has your opinion been of collegiate sports?
I've been a big fan. It's kind of why I'm here now. I always thought that there would be a point in time in my career where I would spend some time in the collegiate space. I certainly didn't know when, and this opportunity presented itself, and I'm just thrilled and humbled to be a part of the Big 12 family. From an outside point of view, I think college sports is incredible. I think obviously it's going through a period of evolution. We've seen it with NIL. We're seeing it in lots of different areas of college sports, generally speaking. And I'm looking forward to come in and do what I've done historically, look at it from a business perspective. I think many of my skill sets are transferable, and really excited about the opportunity to engage in college sports, not only at the conference level, but with my other Power 5 commissioners, and see where we can take college sports in general in the future.
Make no mistake about it, the time that you were coming in, it is very much a business, what we're seeing in the movement around the sport. And in fact, you said yesterday, quote, you are open for business, discussing the Big 12. What does that look like to you?
Well, you're absolutely right. We're open for business, and we are going to explore any and all opportunities to create value, to build the brand and the business of the Big 12, and I'm very excited about. Obviously, what's at the forefront right now is realignment, and that is truly something that I'm focused on, and I hope to be able to do something that does drive value and builds our brand. We'll see what happens. As I said also yesterday, sometimes the best deals are those that don't get done.
Sure.
So we'll see. But anything we do has to be additive and not dilutive. And we're excited about the different scenarios that we're vetting out currently.
Yeah, the juxtaposition between this year and last year, Texas and Oklahoma go to the SEC. People think that the Big 12's in trouble. They expand, add some teams. Now with the Pac-12, USC, UCLA heading to the Big 10, it seems as if the Big 12 might be in the power position now. What kind of calls have you received?
Well, I've received quite a bit of inbound calls, and I think those calls are somewhat exploration in nature, people trying to understand their optionality and what they might be able to do in this particular climate. And as I said, we're open for business, so obviously I'm taking any and all calls, and I'm sure, and I got a couple more yesterday based on media day, so we'll see where that goes. But as it relates to the conference today, the current commissioner has left us in a great place. I think what he did with the 4 new additions was spectacular, coming out of, the news a year ago about Texas and Oklahoma. I think our board is as unified as they've ever been. There's true alignment when you think about the vision and mission of this conference and where we want to go. And I sense that, during the interview process as I was exploring the opportunity to join the Big 12. So I'm really excited about our future, and I think we have an opportunity to do something very special.
You mentioned those 4 teams that are coming in the next couple of seasons. There were 4 teams connected to the league from the Pac-12 because of what's going on out there. You had Arizona State, Colorado, Utah. In those conversations that you've had, how much interest has come from those that remain in the now Pac-10?
Well, I don't want to get into any specifics of conversations I've had or haven't had, but I will say that we're exploring all options. We're receiving inbound calls, and I think over the next couple of weeks we'll continue to vet through some of the different options and scenarios. And if it results in further expansion of the conference, great. And if not, it's okay to stand pat. I'm really excited about where we are today. And as I've said numerous times yesterday, it's okay if we don't do anything. I feel really comfortable about the state of the affairs of the Big 12. And obviously there's a lot of work we can do to build the brand and the business. But as it relates to expansion, doesn't mean we have to do anything right now.
And you talk big business, and I find this is where your background is going to come in key for the Big 12, because everyone right now, as you know, is chasing the Big 10 and the SEC. Both of those conferences are set to have 16 teams. Thought is those two have created a two-conference separation from everybody else. How does the Big 12 stay in that conversation?
Well, I think, obviously, I know what's going around us, and I think it's very important to see what's going on throughout the industry, and that will guide us to some degree. But for me, it's really more about what can we do to be the best version of ourselves? What do we need to do to build the Big 12, to nationalize our brand, to diversify revenue streams, and grow what's been passed along to me by Bob? And I think we have an opportunity to do that. Whether we go to 16 schools or not, I'm not very focused on that today. It's truly, how do I best position the conference and moving forward? And if that's expansion, great. If it's, again, staying at 12, that's okay too.
And I understand this is a difficult question to answer, but I know college football fans and college sports fans in general are kind of looking around and saying, well, how long is this going to last? As best you can, for you, have you looked at something? I know August 1st is your first official day and there's so much movement, but can you put a timetable on anything out there for where you'd like to say, you know what, this is our league and this is how we're going to attack going forward?
It's a great question, Matt, and I think from where I sit today, it's going to be a fluid process. We're not in any position where we have to rush to make a move. I think it's important that we continue our intelligence gathering. I think it's important that I stay engaged throughout the industry and have a good pulse on who's doing what, when, and where. But we're in no rush. If something presents itself that makes sense, we'll move quickly. The board would like to move quickly. But if not, again, we're okay just pragmatically moving forward, vetting out the possibilities, and when something makes sense, I feel very confident that we'll be aggressive and we'll move in that particular direction.
You were taking over the Big 12 in one of the more landmark moments we've seen in the sport with all of the movement. As someone who lived in Dallas, Texas for 5 years, I feel that I owe it to you, Brett, to let you know you need to get a cowboy hat, you need to get some cowboy boots. You'll fit right in there in the great state of Texas.
Well, thank you for that, and I'm looking forward to really being part of the community here, getting acclimated. I've been here for almost a week. I love what I see, and I'm looking forward to calling Dallas home.
Careful of the heat. Brett Yormark, new commissioner, Big 12, August 1st. I need to point that out there, officially August 1st. Brett, appreciate your time.
Officially August 1st. Thank you. Thank you.